Hello, everyone.
Hello po, good morning.
Good
Good
morning, guys.
morning.
How's life? Kumusta yung mga yung mga buhay-buhay ninyo sa Canada? So thank you for coming in, guys. And I think I really want to do this in separate group kasi nga medyo madami. So I don't want na na makulangan kayo ng oras kasi this is my intention here right now is to make sure that I could be able to help out everyone. We usually have 1 hour, but I want to do it 2 hours this time because I want to satisfy whatever at least makapagsalita kayo because the first time that I did was actually difficult because it happened to be like there are tons of questions from everyone and it's difficult to actually parang walang nangyari kasi nga I cannot really answer everyone, and that was not my intention. My intention right now is to answer your questions, and at the same time, of course, you could be able to have a final email for after the consultation, the group consultation. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming in. So, let's start. Today is April 30. So, pa-end na naman. Ang bilis ng panahon, guys. So, I'm not sure if there are some people who cannot understand Tagalog here. If in case, just let me know because I could be able to speak in English, purely English, no Tagalog. But if all of you are Tagalog, Ilocano, or other languages, let me know and we could be able to accommodate those. So yeah, let's start. Kung sino man yung mauuna na mag-ask ng question, let me know, please. Kung sino na lang yung yung una. Hindi ko kayo naririnig. If you can actually unmute your kung sino yung magsasalita, please unmute. Let's start Valerie.
Okay, good morning po, Miss. Should I address you, Ma'am Noreline? Miss Noreline?
Miss Norlin na lang.
Okay,
Di
okay.
naman uso sa Canada yung ma'am di ba?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's hear out Valerie. What can I clarify sa mga questions mo, please?
So before anything else po, i-explain ko lang po yung current status ko today.
Mhm.
This time. So I am a temporary foreign worker. My contract will expire January 2026. I am currently working here in Alberta, Calgary,
Okay. Okay.
as a kitchen helper.
Kitchen helper. Okay.
Nag-apply na po ako ng EOI ko last February
Mhm.
with 56 points. So currently waiting po sa nomination sana.
Mhm.
Yung ma'am, mga ilang ano po kaya yon usually nagra-run yung nomination?
Usually kasi right now, to be honest with you, katatapos lang ng
Yung
ng ng election. So ibig
oh,
sabihin that election since nag-stay back ang liberal, to be honest with you, liberal are the ones who are welcoming party na sa mga immigrants na kagaya natin. The only thing is that right now medyo busy sila, but for sure they will definitely fix this. Hindi pwedeng mapag-iwanan ang immigration. I know there are some problems in terms of tariff. There are problems in terms of other, economy natin. But for sure, because of we have a new prime minister and he kind of like, under the Liberal Party and welcoming ang Liberal Party, may lalabas yan na rule. However, in your situation, usually ang nomination that takes at least 4 months to 6 months. But don't quote me on that kasi it can actually change. Mababago yan. It can be earlier or can be later. However, in terms of your situation, I know that you are a temporary resident permit holder. That's not gonna guarantee you to stay back na mayroon kang mamimaintain mo yung status mo. So, you better be watchful and mindful dun sa status mo. So, if that's the case, I hope na may lalabas na bagong rule or bagong policy, then you could be able to join kung ano man yung dapat na ano mo you could be able to extend your status, Valerie. Okay?
okay po. In connection po dun sa sinabi niyo, say po, gaano po ba dapat, ano po ba yung dapat kong gawin bago po expire yung contract ko ng January 2026.
You have to talk to your boss right away kung pwedeng tulungan kanila in terms of your immigration support, which is usually kapag expire na, pag walang public policy presently na nandyan and you're only waiting for the nomination, wala pang existing talagang AOR, then you have to go through the LMIA kasi presently wala pang bagong rule. But I'm hoping that there's this public policy na lalabas sa inyong mga temporary resident permit holders. So talk to your employer, kausapin mo na sila ngayon. Ask them kung ano bang mai-share nila sa iyo na immigration support kasi nga kailangan ninyo eh. As temporary resident permit holders, guys, you need your employer, you need an immigration support, yung mga paperworks, job offer, and on your case, kailangan mo ng LMIA kapag walang lumabas na public policy. All of us, lahat ng immigration immigrant, yung kagaya ninyo, temporary resident permit holders, you really need to extend and maintain your status. Now, if in case, worst case scenario, what you can do is apply ka ng visitor's record. We cannot do anything pag walang ganon. However, pwede ka rin namang kausapin mo muna, Valerie, yung mga employer mo, yung mga boss mo na nagde-decide sa company kung ano bang magagawa nila just in case na hindi ka na nominee. Okay?
Okay. Ma'am, pag po ganun, di ba po may nagbibigay naman po ng LAMIA?
Yes, there are. Yes, you can. That's why I'm saying, you have to pakiramdaman mo kung anong sasabihin ng boss mo, and then pag walang worst case scenario, then you go through LMIA. Yeah.
Okay. Sige po.
At walang wala akong sinabing uwian, stay back. Mayroon pa rin namang temporary resident visa extension, visitor's record 'yon. So stay back until may lumabas na rule. Huwag kayong umuwi. I know sinasabi ng karamihang mga immigration consultant, go home. Ano ba dito ba't ba kayo magpipilit na dito? Hindi eh. You came here, guys, to with goal, and mayroon kayong intention to actually get that permanent residency eventually. Bakit kayo magi-give up for nothing? So ganito talaga immigration ever since na naging immigration consultant ako, and ever since na naging immigrant ako sa Canada, ganito talaga ang process. Mayroon at mayroong laban na it's a battleground there in terms of immigration. Okay?
Okay po.
Okay, so let's talk about Sheila. How can I help you, Sheila? If you can please unmute.
I'm sorry po. Good morning po.
Good morning, Sheila. How are you?
I'm good po. I'm good. Thank you po, Miss Norlene.
You're welcome.
First of all po, we appreciate you po sa pagtanggap po na aming pong queries. Napakalaking tulong po, and I am following you po sa mga posts ninyo, and you're really a blessing to all of us po.
Thank you.
Bali po, ang aking pong situation dito, I came here from the US as an international teacher, pero on a visitor visa po. So, since nandito po yung family ko, so before pupunta ako ng US, kasi teacher po ako sa Pinas for a long time. So, bago po ako punta ng US, Canada po talaga yung gusto ko na sanang puntahan, targetin.
Okay.
Pero at that time po siguro is not God's will pa at that time. So, after po ng program ko sa US, nakapunta po ako dito, pero as a visitor po program. So,
Okay.
I thought po nung una talaga, pwede po ako apply dito ng work while on a visitor visa. Hindi ko pa po talaga alam noon kung ano po yung LAMIA. So, ang problem ko po is, nung pumunta kami dito nung summer last year, doon na po nag-umpisa na naging complicated po yung ng immigration. So, medyo nahihirapan po ako maghanap ng work dito. Tapos yung husband ko po, meron naman po siyang experience, pero dito po kasi sa amin, very small town lang po. Dito po kami sa Dryden, Ontario, pero mahirap po siyang kumuha ng So, ang tanong ko po is, since nahirapan po ako mag-apply, I'm trying to apply for an RCIP program kasi since nag-open na po, Puwede
Yeah.
po kaya akong mag-apply while on a visitor visa?
Of course, you can as long na qualified ka. What you can do is to reach out sa government, tanungin mo sa kanila kung pwedeng mag-offer sila sa'yo. Kasi importante yon. Importante na may mag-o-offer sa'yo according to the requirements ng RCIP. Ngayon, kapag ka may offer na employer, usually you have to connect with them kasi may mga specific website sila na kailangan mong mag-apply doon. I believe don't go through agency. Agency is very expensive. And
Yes.
maybe hindi pa ito mga consultant or licensee, then they can just run away yung pera mo. Okay, so be careful with that in the first place. And then just to clarify to you, talagang mahirap ang immigration.
Yes.
Walang madali talaga. I'm telling you, lahat dito narinig ko na yung mga umiiyak, narinig ko na yung mga ano, pero parang sa akin, nasanay na ako sa ganong situation. Pero if you fight for your immigration na battle dito sa Canada, makukuha at makukuha nyo rin yon. Mahirap talaga, walang easy in terms of immigration. Now, in terms of getting an employer, yung hirap na sinasabi ng mga iba at kagaya mo, Sheila, yes, talagang mahirap right now na maghanap ng employer because ang daming pinapasok ang immigration. Pagpasok ng immigration, ito na yung political pressure ng conservative. I'm not a politics hindi ako ganun na hindi ako mahilig sa politics sa topic, but the thing is that nakita ko yung dynamic ng kanilang mga arguments, and sometimes yung liberal nga na pressure sila because of gusto nilang to be in power pa rin. Then they have to please the people, they have to please the other opposition party. So that's what happened. However, ang liberal, yung mga nanalo ngayon, yun talaga ang nag-welcome sa Canada sa mga immigrants. Kaya nga last time, I'm still grateful sa kanila. Sa totoo lang, I'm still grateful sa kanila dahil ang daming pinapasok na mga kagaya ninyo, lalo na sa atin, ibinigay ba naman yung ETA, unlimited in and out coming to Canada, binigay yun sa atin na mga Filipino passport holders. Ngayon, nung binigay yun, nagkaroon kayo ng opportunity to come here. Now, if you are a tourist visa holder, you have no other choice. I understand that you're a professional person. I mean, you have a very good experience from the US and from the Philippines. I like that. Highly educated ka, and I have to let you know also that whatever yung natapos mo at naging experience mo, you are highly experienced sa totoo lang. Makukuha at makukuha mo rin yan dito. Honestly. And that qualification that you have, hindi yan kahit kailan liability sa iyo. May mga iba, sana naging nursing background na lang ako, sana naging caregiver na lang ako. Hindi eh. What you have, trust me, mahanap mo lang yung employer, then you could be able to get into the market. Now, if we talk about RCIP, the process can be longer than we expected. Sometimes I want you to actually maintain your status as tourist visa. Kasi tourist visa ka, ibig sabihin we need to maintain. Mayroon tayong limit to stay in Canada. Now, while staying in Canada, we really have to actually find that employer. Pilitin nating mahanap yung employer. But of course, wag naman to the point na mapapaloko ka ng mga agencies. Ang dami kasing mga agencies, they would say, oh, pay me $20,000, then I'll give you employer. Yung pala, ang nangyayari, hindi naman pala totoo. At the end, pag okay lang sa'yo, kasi nga ikaw, nagtiwala ka sa agency, then yung pala walang existing na LMIA, walang existing na process or job offer. So be careful. That's why I always tell to everyone, when you find an agency and sinabi nila yung sinasabing mayroon akong employer, give me this money, you have to go directly dun sa employer. Ask them, I just wanted to reach out to you. Kailangan ask mo yung agency, can I get that phone number ng employer? Kasi kung hindi nila ibibigay yun, trust me, that means it's a questionable offer. Kasi dapat existing. And pag binigay man nila, you need to call. You need to kumbaga verify mo yung phone number or email na nandun. Ang dami, ang galing ng mga tao ngayon na gumawa ng mga fictitious job offer. And then pero pag makikita mo pa lang sa printout, makikita mo nang hindi makatotohanan. So be careful. So go for RCIP, go for express entry, get your English exam, get your educational background be assessed based on Canadian standard, and also wag ka lang mag-focus dun sa permanent residency, Sheila. Mag-focus ka rin, you can find an LMIA2 kahit tourist visa ka. Sinabi nila noon, ito yung difference, okay? Ang difference ng sinabi nung 2024 na hindi na daw pwedeng mag-process ng work permit ang mga tourist visa. Alam ba ninyo na ang kanilang assessment, lahat ng assessment, sabi nila, oh, hindi na daw pwede, umuwi na kayong lahat. So, ang daming umuwi, ang daming nawalan ng pag-asa, pero hindi naman yung sinabi. There's a big difference yung sinabing umuwi kayo at hindi mag-process sa loob ng Canada. So, that's exactly what happened. So, what I did, I processed, hindi ko pa rin pinauwi yung mga client ko na nakapasok sa akin. Ang sabi ko sa kanila, you can still stay here in Canada as tourist visa holder like you, maintain your status, keep on extending visitor's record hanggang sa gusto ng immigration, especially if you have family members or relatives na pwedeng magbigay sa inyo ng letter of support. Then at the end, pag nakahanap kayo ng LMIA, you could be able to apply for work permit and dito kayo sa loob ng Canada pero process outside. I did that to many of those people na pinaprocess. Okay? So, wala namang uwian. Again, I'm glad wala akong sinabing uwian ngayon para sa'yo. And so, it should be all good. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much po, Miss Norlene. Ang ano po kasi namin visa po, we are under the TRV, Temporary Resident Visa po. Nakapag-extend na po kami until February
Okay.
of next year. Pero yung ano ko po kasi is nalilito po talaga ako, hindi ko po alam, wala po talaga akong direction. That's why I'm really thankful for this
Very good.
opportunity
Yeah.
po.
Now, hindi ka na malilito. Okay? So, wag ka lang mag-focus sa RCIP. Maintain your status as a visitor's record holder. Then, while maintaining your status, looking for an opportunity dito, hindi naman bawal yun eh. So, that's why you need to look around. And then, pag nakahanap ka na, as what I've said, wag ka lang mag-focus sa express entry or sa permanent residency application kasi matagal ang process nun. So, maghanap ka rin ng opportunity for an LMIA na magbibigay sa'yo ng job offer. Kasi mas mabilis yun compare sa mga PR talaga. Kasi permanent residency will take 2 to 3 years, trust me.
Okay. So, yung ito po bang, halimbawa po kasi meron po akong sister dito, mga relatives po namin na gusto po nila akong kunin na nanny rin po. I can also try that. In
Yes, you
preparation
can.
na rin po siguro
Yeah.
sa caregiving next year.
Yeah.
Pero, so yung processing po ng Lamia is dito po sa inside. Kapag po ba ma-approve yun, paano po yung work permit? Do I need to exit or I can...
Okay, that's a good question also to share with everyone who's here. I want you to know that kapag ka nanny or caregiver ang inoffer sa iyo, may sabi doon sa ministerial information doon sa website, sinabi doon na hindi pwedeng i-process, ibabalik yung application pag LMIA tapos ang job is nanny or caregiver tapos ang applicant is kagaya mo na tourist visa holder or kahit kailan hindi nagkaroon ng work permit. So, ibig sabihin yan, maybe there's a possibility na ibalik yung application for work permit with that LMIA. However, with my process, I believe you've seen my blogs, may mga ganitong setup and then naa-approvean. So, again, you can apply for housekeeper na walang sinabing ministerial restriction. You can apply for caregiver or nanny. You can apply for any kind of position with that LMIA na ibigay sa'yo. Hindi pa rin kasiguraduhan eh. Marirefuse or ma-approve din naman. So, as what I've said, walang kasiguraduhan sa immigration, sa totoo lang. Kaya nga, ang hirap pag mag-DIY, tapos kapag nag-hire naman kayo ng kagaya namin, ang mahal. So, parang sabi ko nga kung pwede nga lang, ayoko na mag-process. But I know that people need my process. I can live kahit na consultation lang ako or magtuturo lang ako sa aking mga estudyante or even coaching yung kagaya kong mga bagong consultant. But you know, I'm here to actually clarify. I'm here to do the right process. Pero again, I'm not perfect, and I will never give you any guarantee to anybody that I actually help. Kasi it can actually go wrong dun sa process, even sa like for example, ito yung sinabi ko ngayon, tapos yung pala may lumabas na bagong rule, then that can actually jeopardize kung ano man yung mga ginagawa nating laban. But as long as you're with me, as long na you are you know, you're still trusting me, we can correct whatever yung situation na pagkakamali ng immigration, pagkakamali mo or pagkakamali ko, kasi nga as what I've said, walang perfect na tao, wala ring perfect na system ng immigration. Okay?
Okay, thank you po. Follow up po, Miss Norlin, sa question po. So, is it advisable po ba na since uuwi din naman po kami ng Pinas, meron naman po expiration yung pag-stay namin dito. And anyway, we can come back again kasi multiple entry naman po yung visa namin. Is it better po ba na kapag umuwi na lang po kami this coming summer, since vacation naman po, doon na lang po ako mag-process ng LMIA? Would that be more accurate?
Pwede naman pagka nani, pag caregiver at nani, pag nasa labas ka, there's a lot of tendency or big chance na ibalik yung application mo. Pag nandito ka sa loob, yun lang ang napansin ko lang ha. Wala sa rule, pero ang napansin ko pag nandito kayo sa loob ng Canada, mas marami yung naa-approvean. Pero mayroon din naman na mga nag-a-apply na nasa labas ng Canada, na-approvean din naman at mayroong mga nare-refuse. Pero mas maraming nare-refuse pag nasa labas sila. Napansin ko lang. Yun ang aking napansin sa mga process ko. Now, yes, you're welcome to go home. In and out ka ng Canada, walang problema doon. Kasi the reason is, mayroon naman kayong ETA, mayroon kayong ETA is yun yung main thing eh. Kasi sabi sa rule, pag nakakuha ka ng visa mo dito sa Canada, temporary resident visa mo for the period of 10 years, then you're free to get that ETA and in and out ka na ng Canada. So I'm hoping na hindi aalisin yung rule na yon. But for nagkaroon na ng pinapansin ko nga, ina-analyze ko, nagkaroon na ng challenges at saka paghihirap sa lahat ng application, pero alam nyo, napansin ko, hindi inalis yon. So it means hindi tayo pinag-iinitan. Hindi Pilipino ang pinag-iinitan ng immigration. Hindi tayo, nasama lang tayo sa mga alam mo na, sa ibang lahi or ibang tao, pero they love us. Filipinos are lovable dito sa Canada, and then that's a good thing. Immigration loves us, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yes po, napansin ko rin po yun, talagang mahal po tayong mga Pilipino. Kasi actually po, Miss Nerlin, yung asawa ko rin po, since na carpenter din po siya, at meron din pong may gusto din po mag-hire sa kanya as a carpenter and sa meat cutting, butchery. Kapag po ba, halimbawa, ma-approve po siya doon, tanong ko po, makikerry po ba niya kami as dependent?
Pag sa carpenter, sa construction, yes, pwede. Pwede kayong maka-open. Depende kung ano yung trabaho na ibibigay sa inyo. Pero naka-include yung construction eh. Sa butcher, I'm not sure if possible. Pero again, don't think about yung kayo muna. Kung ano yung nagbigay sa inyo ng offer, yun ang i-take advantage nyo. Pero kung tingnan nyo dun sa list, kung ano yung mga pwedeng job offer na pwedeng i-LMIA sa asawa mo para makarry ka. Same is true with you. Ganun din. Kung ano yung job offer or LMIA na pwedeng ibigay sa'yo, then ano mo rin yun. Tingnan mo rin kung ano yung list na nandun. Pero again, don't disregard kung ano man yung nandyan sa table na opportunity sa inyo. Kasi sayang. Okay?
Yes po, yes. Kapag po ba, Miss Norlin, lumabas po kami, nag-exit po kami dahil na-expire na po yung aming pong stay dito. Pag mag-re-enter po kami, let's say after 1 month or 2 weeks, wala po ba magiging problema or question ng immigration sa amin kung bakit kami ganun kasoon bumalik dito?
You know what? Masyadong early naman yung 1 week. Imagine.
Yeah, yes.
Try to do it
1 month.
after 2 months. You know what? After
Okay.
2 months. I would recommend 2 months. Para hindi
Okay.
kayo question. Okay?
Okay, so 2 months
Kasi
is safe.
syempre, isipin mo na lang, ang mahal ng pamasahe from Philippines here, di ba? And then, gagawin mo lang parang Manila to your province.
Yes po, okay. So, best po yung mas mahaba po.
Yes, mas mahaba na ba yung 2 months?
No po.
You know what, para sa akin, I'd recommend 2 months, pinaka-main thing.
Okay po.
Yeah.
Ang inaano ko rin po kasi kung pwede pong mag-aral po yung mga bata dito while we're on a visitor's visa po.
You know what, i-try mo na maghanap ng school kasi may mga school na tumatanggap ng mga bata na kahit tourist visa yung family. Mayroon akong kakilala. Mayroon akong mga naririnig-rinig na tinatanggap yung iba hindi. Okay? So,
Okay.
and also yung yung sinasabi ko sa lahat na napansin ko rin din, ang galing parang namamansin na lang ako palagi. But that's my job, right? Napansin ko rin when you
Yeah.
come inside Canada, napansin ko na yung immigration sa Pilipinas hindi na kagaya nung ka-stricto nung unang panahon, nung 2024. So,
Oh,
hindi na sila masyadong stricto when they when they assess you pagpapasok ka na ng Canada. So, as long na of course may visa ka. Now, as long na mayroon kang mga documents, hindi naman na sila kagaya ng last year na super strict. Now, medyo lenient sila. But I think again, dahil sa pambabatikos or yung mga ano na rin ng political pressure din sa kanila. Usually ganun naman ang nangyayari. Okay.
thank you po. Tsaka Miss Norling, kapag po mag-ask po ako ng consultation sa inyo, meron po kayong free time?
You know what? It's not gonna be unlimited. What you can do, as what I've said, right now after we speak, after the consultation, you can email me kung ano na yung gusto mong tanungin doon.
Yes
Wag
po.
naman copy and paste ng isang taong gumawa ng yung website din ipapa-enumerate mo. I'm not gonna answer that. What I
Yes
can
po.
do is that whatever yung related sa ating pinag-uusapan ngayon, please feel free to clarify through my email. And then we can go from there. Okay?
Thank you so much, Miss
You're
Norlin.
welcome, Sheila.
Okay, God bless you po.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Jet. Jet, anong may paglilingkod ko sa'yo? Please unmute.
Hello po, Miss Norita. So, currently po, meron po kami pending po na last October pa po yan na LAMEA.
Okay.
So, ang problema po, nag-expire na yung work permit na current work permit namin and still waiting for that LAMEA approval.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
Kailan
ang
nag-expire yung permit nyo?
actually last December pa po nag-expire na siya. So, nag-apply po kami ng work permit under LAMEA pending.
Okay.
So we tried that. So nagkaroon ng, mabilis naman po yung response. Dahil sa support po ng employer, may mga letter pa kami in-attach at binigyan kami hanggang July.
Okay.
The problem is, last 3 days po, nagkaroon na expiry, lumabas po yung application ng work permit
Okay.
and it was denied because wala nga pong LAMEA. So, ang ginawa ulit. So, actually, yung sulat na sinabi doon is you're not qualified for restoration. And you must leave Canada because you are walang status. So, nag-try po ulit kami ng application ng work permit so ginawa namin, parang imbis na yung expiration niya is para makapag-restore, nilagay lang namin po yung date ng disapproval ng work permit.
Yeah.
So, yun nga po, blessing po na nagkaroon uli ng extension until January.
Okay.
So, pero ang takot po namin is baka hindi pa lumabas yung LAMEA approval and then ma-deny na uli yung application po ng work permit. So, tanong po namin is, can we keep doing that? Or is that illegal?
You know what? No, you cannot keep on doing that. Pagka na-expire na itong ni-restore nyo ba? Nag-restore ba kayo when you apply for this last time?
Opo. So, twice na pong ginawa po namin po yun.
Okay. So, yung isa kasi, yung una, pwede pa rin naman kayong mag-work when you apply within that 90 days na nawalan kayo ng status. So, I think you should be all good. Now, yung pangalawa, hindi na kayo pwedeng mag-work, pero pwede kayong mag-apply plus restoration. I just wanna remind you guys na ang immigration, as what I've said, hindi sila perfect. They can make tons of mistake. Now, if you know that eto yung rule nandun sa immigration law, then you do that. You do the right thing. You did the right thing, Jet. Honestly. You base on the refusal during that day, yung last refusal mo, yun yung dapat na pagkawala ng status mo. Dapat ang sinabi ng, hindi ko lang alam kung anong, may na-miss akong information diyan, pero dapat with based on what you've told me, then dapat pwede kang mag-restore after, dapat yun ang sinabi ng sa letter. After within 90 days, pwede kang mag-restore and apply. What you did is right while waiting for the LMIA. However, if the LMIA is still not out, I don't know for whatever reason, bakit wala pa rin, ang tagal na, September na. September pa. So, if wala pa rin, then definitely, I'm not asking you to go home, apply kayo ng, dapat nga actually right now, apply na kayo ng visitor's record. Para halimbawa lang na mawala yung status nyo, etong LMIA, wag naman sana, knock on the wood, na hindi, na lumabas yung LMIA para maisunod nyo. Kasi I have a lot of process. Ganito rin at ganito yung sitwasyon mo. But still, I insisted na, okay, this is, with my cover letter, sinabi ko, please, with your consideration, ito yung nangyari sa situation, nag-change yung rule, ang daming mga, yung mga confusions. Then, if you can consider to accept this LMIA with the application na pinasok nyo, then tinatanggap naman na a-approve. Hindi sinabing, tinatanggap namin. Hindi. Ina-approve na yung work permit after that. Although medyo matagal-tagal ito. Pag may mga restoration application na in terms of temporary resident permit visa, ang tagal ng process, 5-6 months, mayroon pa nga 1 taon. So, it's unfortunate pero that's happening. So ngayon, Jet, I want you to go back to your employer. Ano ba talaga ang real score? I know na nandun yung LMIA number, pero ito yung future nyo, yung nakasalalay. Kung tourist visa holder ka, okay lang eh. Kasi you're just maintaining your status. Ikaw hindi eh. Your work permit. Mayroon kang 90 days grace period to do all these things. Ngayon, ginawa mo ulit. So, hindi na kayo pwedeng mag-work with the whole family. Pero, kailangan tanungin mo sa employer or kung sino man. Ano to? Inilalakad ba ng consultant or anybody?
Actually po, yung Lamea is under consultant, pero yung employer po, very willing po sila na actually sila nga po tumutulong po sa akin para ma-renew po yung dahil nga out of status na po ako kung tutuusin po kasi sabi nga po doon not qualified to do restoration. But then they helped me out, nag-attach po kami ng mga letter, and then the next day, dahil online po yung application, nagkaroon ulit kami ng sulat na na pwede ako magtrabaho until January and the same work permit na nag-expired na. But then, I know na, yun nga, pag dumating, it takes only around 2 to 3 months lang po yung application ng work permit, magkakaroon na naman na result na deny kapag walang Lamea.
Ano ba sabi ng consultant?
Yun nga po, it's up to the CIC kung kailan i-approve pero continuous lang po yung application na pending doon.
Remember na hindi CIC ang nag-a-approve ng LMIA, it is ESDC. So, ang dapat na gawin ng consultant is to go back to ESDC and ask them, hey, ano na ba nangyayari tong application na to? Alam nyo ba ang ESDC? Yes, it can actually be provided yung yung LMIA number sa screenshot pag naipasok na, sasabing nasa queue na, nakabayad na, things like that. Alam nyo ba na bumabalik yung application? So ngayon pag bumalik, kailangan maging watchful at saka mindful din yung consultant kasi ang as what I've said, kung immigration can make a lot of error, even ESDC, they can also make a lot of error. Ano bang klaseng position itong ino-offer sa iyo?
Bali cook po siya, work permit to PR. Parang gano'n nakasulat.
Okay, work permit to PR. Okay. It's okay. LMIA naman is importante. Pero in terms of the PR right now, mayroong bagong position sa mga kagaya ninyo na cook na pwedeng mag-apply ng PR eventually. But importante yung work permit mo muna eh. So, para sa akin yes, pumasok na kayo sa restoration ng work permit. I still want to get another application for visitor's record para ma-maintain nyo yung status nyo just in case worst case scenario. Kasi hindi natin alam kung lalabas ba on time yung LMIA, mayroon ba talaga tayong hinihintay, or pag lumabas ng mas earlier yung LMIA, yung work permit application mo. So at least naka-restore ka na. Kasi pag halimbawang restoration na yan ng visitor's record, bumabalik dun sa first refusal. So, kung iisipin, from the time na second refusal mo onward, paglabas ng result, wala pa din, then talagang completely, wala na yung 90 days. But at least, kung mayroong existing ka na application ng visitor's record, pwede pa rin na mayroong kang backup. So, pwede kang mag-apply ng restoration ng work permit, pwede ka rin mag-apply ng visitor's record. So, pwede yon.
Pwede po yan.
Yeah,
So,
para sigurado. Yeah.
Opo. So, kung sakali man po na lumabas na siya ulit, wala pa rin po yung work permit, can we still apply again? with my
Right
employer's
now, ang hirap na nun. Kasi ano na kayo ng restoration. You can try, pero Hail Mary na siya, but still, I'm not stopping you to try it again, to apply. Pero
Opo.
again, wala na yung 90 days. Okay? So be very
Opo,
careful.
wala. Expired na nga po
Ito
kasi
na
yung
yung
90
last
days.
ano nyo eh. Ito yung last opportunity nyo para maka-go back kayo sa work permit. However, as what I've said, kaya ako nga sinasabi na ulitin mong mag-apply ng visitor's record. Although mayroon ka ng existing na restoration, sasabihin na maintain status ka, pero para sa akin, I still want you na ulitin ang visitor's record. Kung nakaya mong i-DIY yan, kaya mo rin gawin yung visitor's record. Para halos parehas lang yan. Okay?
Opo, sige po.
That's just
Salamat po.
239. So go for
Mm-mm.
it. 239 for restoration kasi tourist visa, visitors record yan used to be 100 pag kailangan i-restore $239 for each of your family. So kahit ikaw lang kung pupwede. Pero kung andyan naman yung family mo, andito asawa mo, mga anak mo, then might as well do it with you. I know na medyo masalimuot ang process at saka sobrang hirap kasi complicated. Pero do whatever you can kung ano yung nandyan sa table para na option para sa iyo. Hindi lang pwedeng kailangan may support yung immigration, I mean employer, pero hindi lang yun kasi eh. Hindi tayo nag-i-stop doon. Kailangan yung consultant, kailangan you have to employer should reach out just to let you know also na hindi ikaw ang client ng consultant in terms of processing the LMIA. It will gonna be the employer, through employer and also the consultant. Dapat sila ang mag-usap kasi sila yung may karapatan sa isa't isa na legally binding yung kanilang contract. So, yun yung may mga maling situation right now na yung mga iba nagpapaprocess ng LMIA, akala nila sila na yung client and they have the power to do all this follow up and everything. Pero just to let you know, LMIA is legal binding dan sa employer at saka dun sa consultant. So dapat employer mo ang mag-follow up dun sa consultant, hindi ikaw.
Okay po.
Ngayon,
So,
kung
kung
kilala
sakali
mo
naman po,
naman, kung kilala mo
mm,
naman tong consultant na to, then maybe you can ask them if they will answer you. Pero hindi sila legally obliged to actually answer you. It should be the employer.
nag-aano din po kasi ako ng pathway, like express entry. Kapag hindi po ako nakatapos po ng college, 1 year lang po, pwede kaya akong mag-apply ng express entry?
Yes, you can, pero pahirapan yon. Kasi because of your education, unfortunately, it will gonna actually challenge the ability for you to get that invitation to apply for permanent residency. Pahirapan yon. But I'm not stopping you to do that. Yes, you can still go for it. Apply ka pa rin. But I wanna let you know also that I've seen and I've heard a lot of kagaya ninyo na immigrant naka 500 na yung score nila, 500 plus, pero hindi pa rin sila na-i-invite. So, main thing LMIA pa rin. I know, Jet, na wala kang experience. Kung mayroon kang other option na LMIA, go for it. I-take mo lahat yung kung sinong magbibigay sa ng LMIA. I also want to let everyone knows na ang LMIA ng caregiver at nanny napakabilis ng process. Hindi kagaya ng cook, housekeeper, ang tagal. 7 months, 8 months ang process. So, kung may mag-o-offer sa'yo na caregiver, go for it kahit wala kang experience. I know and I've processed a lot of people like that. And for you, because you used to have a work permit, pwede kang mag-process sa loob ng Canada. Ganun yun. Yun ang sabi
Kahit
sa...
wala pong experience?
Kahit walang experience. I've known people. Yes.
Sige
Yeah.
po, salamat
I've
po.
known a lot of people kahit walang experience, kahit nga walang educational background eh. Pero LMIA, sabi ko nga sa inyo, LMIA ang ina-assess is mga employer. They don't even care about you guys na foreign workers sa ESDC. They don't even ask. I'm not that they don't care, but I'm saying is they don't even ask yung qualification nyo kung nasaan kayo or whatever, pero kung anong lahi kayo. So they don't really they're not worried about that. They're worried about yung kakayanan ng employer na magbayad ng LMI ng sahod ninyo na foreign workers, yung kakayanan nila na magbigay ng at least minimum of 30 hours a week, pwedeng-pwede. So, kung nahihirapan kayo sa LMIA, tapos may papel kayo, you used to have work permit or within that 12 months period, you used to have student permit, kahit wala kang experience, take a chance, go for an LMIA sa nanny or caregiver. The reason is that napakabilis with my analysis ulit sa LMIA, pag nanny at caregiver, ang bilis. Ang bilis ng process. Although pares pa rin yung kanilang assessment, pero ang bilis ng kanilang pagpasok mo ng application mo like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as long na tama yung ginagawa, napakabilis. Pero meron din namang matagal at challenging. Pero 90% ang bilis.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. Okay?
Oh,
Opo.
pwede po ako magtanong, Miss
Okay, go
Anne?
ahead, Sheila. We have a lot of time. I actually made this exclusively sa inyo, and then para ma-satisfy lahat yung kung ano yung question. Tell me, Sheila.
Yes, in connection po dun sa nanny na caregiver.
Yeah.
So kapag po ba ganon, meron din po ba siyang I mean pwede ko rin po bang i-under yung family ko? I mean makakapag-ano siya?
Ang caregiver at nanny kapag ka LMIA hindi sila kasama presently. I can definitely assure you with that. But pagka halimbawa nakuha mo yung work permit mo, naka-earn ka ng 6 months, yun ang rule right now, then pwede mo nang isama ang pamilya mo to get that PR. Sheila, especially you are a teacher. So ibig sabihin mas malakas yung power ng application mo in terms of getting that LMIA. But I'm telling you, I knew a lot of people, I processed a lot of people na naka 18 years old lang siya, wala ngang educational background, high school lang, hindi pa siya natapos ng high school, pero I did the LMIA kasi nga yung employer, they want that person to hire, they want to hire that person to be a caregiver or nanny. So ngayon, walang experience nakuha nila yung work permit. So as what I've said, therefore, I am concluding that immigration, it's all taking a chance. As long na you are not misrepresenting anything, huwag kayong mawalan ng pag-asa. As long na may nagbigay ng LMIA, ikaw, Jet, I know you're a cook, I know you're not into this caregiver program, pero kung nandyan sa table yung may mag-o-offer sa'yo ng nanny or caregiver, go for it. Tourist ka man or hindi, go for it. As long na hindi kayo naman niluloko ng agency. Kasi importante talaga, I'm telling you kung ano yung realities doon. Walang kasiguraduhan, pero you take a chance for everything para lang makuha ninyo yung work permit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes po. Nakalimutan ko yung follow-up question ko. Kung kapag ganun po, kasi meron po nagsasabi na narinig ko po yung ibang mga post po ng yung mga work, yung LAMIA daw po is pwede daw ma-process, tapos yung work permit daw po is hindi daw po siya pwedeng i-process, pero nakikita ko naman po sa mga post ninyo na meron na naman po na-upload na
I know. Isn't it crazy?
Go back.
Yun ang sabi sa rule. Hindi raw pwede. Which is, I'm telling you guys, sinasabi ko sa lahat ng client ko, mayroon akong isang story. I have to share this, guys. Anyway, marami pa tayong oras. I have to share this. I have somebody who came here as tourist visa holder. Then, ang ginawa ko sa kanya, here comes all this restriction and changes of rules. I was processing LMIA housekeeper sa kanya kasi yun yung walang restriction during that time. That was year 2024. Then after that, sabi niya, ate, nakita ko yung mga vlog mo. I want to take a chance and I really want to believe na I'm a tourist visa holder here and I want to get that PR a pathway which is caregiver eventually. And I'll take a chance kasi nga sabi ko nga sa inyo, mapa-housekeeper man kayo na walang restriction pero yung iba mayroong restriction pero nakakapasa. So, that's why I'm saying, take a chance. So, ang ginawa niya, ate, pa-process ko ang nanny. Sa employer told me na pwede ako magpa-process ng nanny and I will take a chance. Sinabi mo kung ano yung consequences at sinabi mo rin kung ano yung mga restrictions. So, we did it. So, that's the direction of this foreign worker at saka employer. I followed it and I believe that I do my due diligence. I told them kung ano yung tama, kung ano yung rule. Pero we did the other way, the opposite way kasi nga we're not misrepresenting anything. We're just trying to apply. Wala namang ano doon, kaso. So what I did, I applied for LMIA, NANI, ang bilis nga. So na-approvean. After NANI application, nag-apply kami sa work permit with this employer. Tourist visa siya. And as what I always tell to everyone, maintain your status. So mini-maintain niya yung status niya. And then we applied for LMIA na approvean. Then work permit application sa immigration naman this time. Na-approvean. So think about that. This is what the restriction, pero ito yung opposite dun sa kanilang sinasabi. And once in-approve na, wala na magagawa yung immigration. They approve. Wala naman kaming ginawang misrepresentation doon. So when she get the approval, syempre masaya siya. So ito na naman, hindi na niya alam kung paano niya kukunin yung kanyang visa. But what's happening now, if you're a tourist visa holder, nandito ka sa loob, nag-process ka sa labas, two things na pwedeng gawin. May mga naririnig akong negative information about the Mexico. But bakit itong aking applicant nakapasa? I believe what happened there, may mga misrepresentation na ginawa yung taong pinauwi dahil na-approvean pumunta ng Mexico tapos hindi in-approvean. But bakit yung sa akin na-approvean, nandito na siya ngayon, masaya siya, may work permit na siya. Or what you can do, pwede mo namang isend sa Ottawa yung passport mo. Pag passport request, pwede sa Ottawa na nandito ka sa loob ng Canada. Or you go home, pagpasok mo, pwede mo i-present yung approval ng work permit. Then ibibigay sa yung approval ng work permit application, then ibibigay sa border or CBSA will give you or print out that original work permit. Ganon. Medyo ang gulo, pero kung ifo-follow mo lahat, kasi ako mahilig ako na mag-imbento ng isang bagay na hindi, I'm not saying na I'm creating stories. Mahilig akong tawag dito paano nga ba 'yon? I-try lahat para lang just for the sake of learning ano nga ba itong immigration na to, kasi wala sa book wala sa immigration law, but it's happening. Then outside the box, maraming nakakapasa, maraming naa-approvean, then I go to outside the box. But I'm not saying na I'm creating a story, or of course that's the future of these immigrant people, so I'm not gonna do that. So yeah.
Wow. So thank you po. So kapag ganun po, pwede po kaming yung passport po namin, pwede pong patatakan na lang or paano na po sa Ottawa?
Yeah,
Ganun
pwede.
po.
Pwede. Yeah.
Kapag hindi na po kami lalabas.
Pag hindi na kayo lalabas, pwede.
Yes.
They did that. Yeah.
Kapag po halimbawa pong lumabas po kami to visit our relatives, so meron pa, tanong ko po, sa Pilipinas po kaya wala po kaya maraming mga papagawa po nila sa amin since na papasok na po
Pagka
kami dito?
naging PR ka, dineclare mo sa Pilipinas na work permit holder ka na, naku, sigurado, ipapa-verify yung passport ng employer or ID doon sa Polo. Ipapa-verify yung contract, yung LMIA for whatever reason. Bakit ipapa-verify na-approve ka na ng immigration? That's so unfortunate, but that's what they want you to do. However, ito yung bagong information. I think I did my blog there. Recently lang, a few weeks ago, may pumasok dito. Work permit holder na siya dito. Tourist visa siyang pumasok dito, naging work permit, nalipat sa work permit yung application niya, umuwi ng Pilipinas kasi namatay yung kanyang kamag-anak. Pagbalik niya, of course, yung employer, walang oras, pumunta sa Philippine Consulate to process this whatever things na kailangan gawin. Alam niyo, pinakita yung kanyang ETA. So, pag pinakita yung ETA, that means tourist visa siya. So, hindi siya hinalabas ng OEC. Kasi sabi ko nga, hindi na sila masyadong strict. Actually, nung nandun na nga siya sa airport, expired na yung kanyang visa. Hindi niya alam na expired yung kanyang tourist visa. Yung re-entry, yung alam mo yung passport request, pag tinanong, expired na. So, akala niya hindi expired. So, pagdating niya sa Philippine Immigration, papasok na siya dito, nakita nila na expired na, July pa yung kanyang visa na tinatak sa passport niya, and na noon, April na. So, that's really crazy kasi nga, mawawala. So, what I did, ako yung consultant niya, what I did, I processed yung ETA right there and then. So when I process the ETA, alam ko, and I have my experience na alam ko na ang ETA can be approved in a few minutes or up to 72 hours. Alam mo, sabi ko, set aside, maupo ka muna sa gilid, I'm going to apply you the ETA. Right after 20 minutes, na-approvean yung ETA niya. So, nakapasok siya. Pagdating niya dito sa I'm not saying na ganun ang gawin ng lahat, okay? But this is a measure, a special measure na talagang emergency siguro. Pagdating niya dito sa Philippine Consul, sa CBSA, I asked her, show your work permit. Yun ang ginawa niya. So she showed her work permit. So where is that OAC? Kasi pag labas mo ng Pilipinas, kailangan ng OAC, overseas exit clearance. Pero anywhere in the whole world except Philippines, hindi hinahanap ang OEC. So paano pa nagiging efficient yung OEC na yan kung galing ka lang ng Pilipinas? And pagdating mo dito, actually, hindi naman kailangan yan kung tutuusin. I'm just saying, maybe mababatikos ako sa sinasabi ko, pero hindi talaga kailangan kasi when somebody actually get an abusive situation dito, pwede naman may in place na mga rule at mga protection sa mga foreign workers by the. Okay, here you go guys. Sorry nawala. Okay? So, ano pang question? Let's go to Che. Che, let's go. Balik ako sa iyo, Sheila, mamaya pagka na-answer.
Nawala ako.
Hi, She. Wala.
Nawawala signal ni Miss Norilyn.
Oo nga eh.
Kaya
ako.
Hindi ko na siya marinig.
Hindi nyo na ako.
Ayun.
Choppy po kayo, choppy.
Okay. Yeah, bumalik na ako. All right, guys. I'm gonna ask you to actually get back. So yeah. Okay, si Che, pwedeng i-unmute? Wala. Okay, Sheila, please go.
Yes po. Nawala po kanina.
I know, nawawala yung internet. Unfortunately.
Yes po.
Okay, go ahead, Sheila.
Yes po. So kapag po ganon, na marami pong yun din po naririnig ko marami pong parang mga problema po sa Pilipinas kung uwi po. So is it okay if we like exit to another country para maiwasan po yung mga yun, tapos saka na lang po kami
Pwedeng
mag-enter ng
US,
Canada?
kung mayroon kang US visa, why not go to US? Mexico, I know someone at few weeks ago, lumabas siya sa Mexico. As long na yung inyong application, kasi I believe mayroong lumabas and then tinanong ko anong ginawa nyo dito during the time na tourist visa. Sinabi ba naman na nag-cash job? So that's the thing. Of course, we know that it is a violation sa immigration law as a tourist visa holder. Sasabihin mo na nag-cash job ka. Siguro naintindihan rin natin, natakot na, then mas maganda honest na lang ako, yun ang sinabi. And alam natin na zero tolerance ang CBSA officers. I know the CBSA inside there. I passed that CBSA assessment when I want to go and get in to be a CBSA, but I turn it down, guys, because they want me to remove my immigration consultation license. They want me to leave. They want me to resign as a consultant. So ayoko naman. Mas pro foreign workers or foreign national ako. Hindi kasi pagka nasa federal government na ako, hindi ko na pwedeng maprotektahan ang mga kagaya ninyo. Or hindi na ako pwedeng magbigay ng advice kasi nga conflict of interest na. So I choose you guys, not CBSA. I'm supposed to be a CBSA officer. Pasado na ako eh. Nakuha ko na lahat yung mag-intake na ako. Unfortunately, pinaparesign ako. Akala ko pwede akong mag-leave, pero hindi pala pwede. So anyway, at least napatunayan ko na okay, madali lang pala maging CBSA officer. And mas malaki ang sahod pagka consultant ka. Okay, Sheila, go ahead. Ano pa?
Yes po. So kasi iniisip ko rin po yun kung halimbawa po na ganun po yung mangyari, instead na sa Pilipinas po, baka po siguro bakasyon muna kami sa kapatid ng husband ko sa New Zealand. Matagal po kaya bago po kami pwedeng bumalik dito kapag in
Oh,
case
pagka
po?
na-approvean na kayo, you can come back. Lalabas ka, come back right away. Yung kakilala ko, yung isa kong client few weeks ago, pumunta ng Mexico, bumalik ka agad-agad after a night, something like that, or after a day. Bumalik siya kaagad-agad and then print out na yung kanyang work permit. Pag work permit holder ka na, you don't need to wait you can come back right away, of course. Yeah. Ang
Hmm,
problema lang naman kasi sa Pilipinas, they ask you a lot of things like the OAC. And
yes.
unfortunately, that OEC, I'm telling you to everyone, hindi naman kasi kailangan yan dito. I mean, as what I've said, nakakatakot sabihin yun, baka mamaya pag-initan ako ng Philippine Consulate. But my point is, hindi naman kasi kailangan kung iisipin, pag may nang abuso sa'yo, mayroon namang vulnerable open work permit, mayroon namang labor to take care of those things. So,
Mhm.
ano lang, talagang sayang lang yung kanilang yung kanilang oras at saka kasi nga nasaan ang Philippine Consulate when somebody get abusive situation dito. Siguro, konting advice at konting bayad ng whatever yung kailangan mong bayaran, but andito may immigration dito, mayroong mga in place na magpoprotekta sa inyo. And especially kung halimbawa inalis kayo, may EI naman. Okay? So, yun. So let's talk about kay She. Hindi pa rin siya hindi pa rin siya nakakapag naaalis yung kanyang yung sa speaker para makapagsalita. Pero wala. Wala pa rin. So mayroon naman si Jenkin. Hi Jenkins, how are you? Nagko-connect yung audio niya. Hi Jenkins. John. I think John. Hello. Hi Jenkins. John. How are you? Wala. Okay, so let's read kung ano man yung minessage sa akin habang hinihintay natin yung iba na makapasok kasi nga si Jenkin, I know that you are unmute but I cannot hear you. So maybe you can fix your system. Si John Jenkin, please let me know if you can hear me out. So may question dito, ilang months ang AOR? Medyo kulang yung kanilang question. AOR, usually ang AOR, you are maintaining your status kung whatever yung application mo. AOR is a proof na nakapasok na yung application nyo as a temporary resident visa holder or maybe work permit or estudyante. So, pasok na lang kayo guys. If you have pop-up na lang kayo, if you have another question, this is your opportunity to clarify things. Kasi si Jenkin Johns I cannot hear Jenkin Johns. I want to hear out kung ano sana, whatever yung question niya or clarification, but I cannot hear him. So, just let me know if you wanna talk, guys.
Miss Norilyn?
Yeah,
Hello po.
yes.
Balik po ako dun sa caregiver nanny. Tatanong ko lang po, meron po bang pagkakaiba yun with regards to the housekeeper?
Oh, yeah.
Kasi po yung caregiver, nag-apply na po ako doon back in 2018. Na-refuse lang po talaga kami because noon po yata yung work experience is 2 years minimum. Hindi po ako nakaabot doon kaya po na-refuse yung application ko. Ito pong, kasi po sa inyo ko lang po narinig yung nanny and housekeeper.
Okay.
Meron po ba siyang pagkakaiba?
Yeah, for sure there are. Pag nag-offer ang isang employer ng trabaho na housekeeper, dapat housekeeper lang talaga kasi when the ESDC is assessing that LMIA application ng employer, they will gonna ask yung employer mayroon bang caregiver job dito sa offer mo na housekeeper. Pag sinabing yes, hindi pwede. Pero kapag sinabi mong no, of course, kasi nga ang housekeeper is completely housekeeping job lang talaga. Walang caregiver job. Pero ang maganda, ang pagkakaiba nito, pag caregiver or nanny ang inoffer sa isang foreign national, pwede ring light housekeeping yon. So, ganun yun ang pagkakaiba. However, marami talagang pagkakaiba right now kasi ang LMIA, pagka-caregiver at nanny, sabi ko nga, binabalik daw yung application, yung ang sabi ng ministerial instruction. Yun ang sabi ng immigration rule right now. They will return back your application for work permit if you are holding a LMIA with a position of nanny or caregiver and you are a tourist visa or foreign national. However, may mga na-aproban. As what I've said, may mga na-aproban. Now, in terms of housekeeper, there is a restriction. There is no restriction for housekeeper para sa mga tourist visa holder. However, again, may opportunity na na-aproban at mayroon ding unfortunate situation na hindi na-aproban. So, where are you going to go in there? So, kung nasaan, kung ano yung may option ka, madali ang LMIA process, caregiver and nanny, and then pag may PR pathway, caregiver and nanny, and then when you go and reach the immigration, may PR application yung nanny, magkakaroon ka ng opportunity with your whole family, pero pag housekeeper, wala. Now, yung mga tao na na-aproban ng housekeeper naman, I did that also. I explained whatever I've told the employer. Then, pag gusto nila housekeeper, pure housekeeping, pagkapasok ng ng work permit na na-aproban, pwede ka na ulit mag-apply ng LMIA, nanny na. Kasi mawawala yung restriction ng caregiver at nanny na babalik yung application pagka work permit holder ka regardless kung mayroon kang experience or nothing. None.
Okay. So, pwede naman po kunwari, yung sister ko, gagawin ko siyang employer.
You can. Yeah, you can. You can. Definitely, you can. I knew a lot of people and even myself. I hired yung pamangkin ko.
Wala po ba magiging effect yun kung kunwari po mag-apply po kami ngayon po ng wala na pong
Wala
open
naman.
for
So far wala. Kahit nga parehas ng apelyido kayo eh. And I asked that sa mga immigration officers whenever they get the chance to talk to me. Kasi immigration officers call us kapag halimbawa na hindi mo napapansin yung kanilang email or notification ng kanilang communication sa iyo, they call me. So, pagka tumawag sila sa akin, I take advantage of all of those general questions. So, sinasabi ko, ano ba, even sa immigration or ESDC, I asked them this many times. Pag magkamag-anak ba, kasi dami kong naririnig na ibang tao na, hey, kahit nga lawyers, they say that. Pagka mag-anak ba, mayroon bang red flag or may bearing ba negative things na kapag magkamag-anak? Sabi nila, alam namin na magkamag-anak sila kasi you can see the family information, nandun yung kapatid niya. And then nandun din, pares sila na apelyido. They know that. It is in the gray area. Yun ang sabi nila. However, they don't look, hindi nila tinitingnan dun sa kanilang apelyido, but they look on yung qualification ng tao or they look on the ability ng employer to pay for that foreign worker. Kahit sa qualification, they still, kahit weak yung kanyang qualification or walang experience, they still approve the work permit. So that's what's going on in the immigration. Kaya nga, sabi ko, you came here all the way from your own home country, take a chance, take advantage, but number one na kailangan mo is employer. You need an employer, regardless ka mag-anak mo yan o hindi. Wag naman i-hire mo yung sarili mong asawa. Wag naman ganun. Okay? So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you po.
You're welcome. So Jenkins, can you actually talk now? Or si Che?
Hi, ma'am. This is Che.
Yeah, finally. How are
Yes,
you?
ma'am. Ma'am, I'm okay. So,
Oh,
ma'am,
very good.
ang worry ko kasi, ma'am, is through my consultant po ako. Consultant ng employer ko. And then, I am under work permit and LAMIA Tier 5 with a position of light motel duty cleaner.
Okay.
So, I have 2 years experience this coming 2026.
Okay.
So, sabi ng consultant ko, ma'am, tinanong ko siya, na pwede na ba ako mag-apply ng PR since hindi pa nila binabago or any changes happening in Tier 4 at saka Tier 5. Sabi naman ng consultant ko, okay, we will do it. Sabi ko, alin ba ang uunahin? Si PR application or extension ng aking work permit? Ang sagot ni consultant, PR first. So So yun ang inuna. Pero until now, hindi pa po kami nakapag-simula kasi of course, in terms of money, it's very expensive. And then, ang tanong ko ba ma'am, may PR pathway po pa talaga ako since tier 5 ako?
Wala akong narinig. Wala akong naririnig na PR pathway. Then ask them, what if that PR pathway hindi ka naimbitahan? Kasi lahat, anybody can apply for an intention to apply for permanent residence. Now, ang tanong, what if hindi ka naimbitahan? Dapat ang gawin ng consultant mo, your consultant should have applied for an LMIA for you to be able to extend your status while looking around, while waiting for that PR pathway. However, right now, yes, you can apply for whatever nomination, whatever PNT, or kind of application for PR. Yes, you can. But those things are actually optional or conditional. Kasi nga, what if hindi ka inimbitahan? What if hindi mo nakuha yung nomination? Depende kung anong klaseng application yan. Paano yung work permit mo? Kahit naka-apply ka, hindi naman yan tuloy-tuloy yung work permit mo eh. Kailangan mong i-extend. So, kailangan dapat employer has to go through LMIA. Employer's responsibility is for them to pay for that LMIA process. Responsibility ng employer yan.
Tapos ma'am, nagkausap kami ng employer kasi willing to support si employer sa akin ma'am. So ang LAMIA ko will be processed on June. At saka, yeah, that's it ma'am. And then sabi naman ni consultant, 2025, we will process everything. Sabi ko naman, okay pa din po ako ng okay ma'am. So wala pong problema sa akin. Pero kasi sabi ko, tinanong ko, nakita ko yung post mo with regards sa light duty cleaners, same talaga kami ng NOC at saka high wage at $36 per hour. So kinausap ko si employer kagabi. Sabi ko, madam, kasi ang Kamloops, British Columbia is 7.9 unemployment rate tayo.
Yep.
So sabi ko, ang possible na ma-apply ang LAMIA is baka malaki ang refusal. So ang gawin mo madam, make my hourly rate $36, same with this Norilyn Sarma did the application to this to her client. Sabi kong ganon.
Okay.
Sabi niya sa akin, yes, I can do that. You know, what comes first? You have to ask the consultant. Sabi niya ganon sa akin. Sabi ni consultant, madam, uunahin daw si PR thing. Sabi ko, okay, para may profiling na ako sa SIRS at saka sabi ko kung hindi man makatanggap ng invitation, it is okay ba ma'am kahit hindi ba ako makatanggap ng invitation since yung PR application is nandoon na? Continue pa din ba ako makatanggap ng extension ng aking work permit?
Pag hindi ka nakatanggap ng invitation, pag walang public policy or bagong rule na pwede kang mag-apply ng open permit or extension, hindi pwede. Kailangan mo ng LMIA.
Okay. So halimbawa mga LMIA is
And
already there.
Alam natin na LMIA is actually have to be advertised. So
Yes,
kahit
ma'am.
nandito ka na work permit holder, kailangan pa rin nating mag-go through kung ano yung qualification ng LMIA, which is kailangan mag-advertise ng 30 days, kailangan na maghintay tayo na ma-approvean. Especially right now, light duty cleaner or whatever positions na hindi kasama sa mga exempted positions, ang tagal ng process. High wage, that's the number one thing na challenge. At the same time, yung processing period ng housekeeper ang tagal. It takes 4, 5 months, 8 months even.
So ma'am, kung ikaw ma'am mag-suggest sa akin ma'am, i-continue ko pa din ba ma'am ang pag-a-apply ng PR or I will proceed to the extension muna ng work permit with a positive
I want
LAMIA?
go for LMIA. Agad-agad. LMIA. Yeah.
Okay. So I will talk again ma'am sa employer ko na I will go with the LMIA first then to be followed by the PR PR application.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And then I ask also ma'am yung consultant ko sa tier 5, of course, no family, di ba ma'am? Kasi it's a low wage.
Yes.
Tier 5, no husband at saka daughter ko are not allowed to stay in Canada. So walang spousal open work permit sa kay husband.
Sa ngayon
And
wala.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And ang daughter ko po, sabi niya, will remain in Canada since she is minor, which is based, ma'am, kung kailan daw mag-expire yung aking work permit.
That's correct.
And
Yeah.
which is true, ma'am. And now, ang daughter ko is visitor here in Canada,
Yeah.
and she is enrolled in secondary, grade 10. So, pasalamat po ako, ma'am, na hindi po arte-arte si Canada with regards sa education. Accept
Yeah.
nila kaagad yung daughter ko. And then one question, ma'am, is dumating ang husband and daughter is October 2024 here in Canada. Yung kaibigan ko, tinulungan ako mag-process ng open work permit ni husband at nakatanggap po kami ng AOR November 16, 2024. Pareho po sila may AOR. So, until now, ma'am, no result. No result. So, ang ginawa ko sa kanila, huwag kayong umuwi hanggat walang final decision si IRCC.
Tama lang. Huwag ka munang umuwi, pero hindi sila pwedeng mag-work, okay?
Yes,
So,
ma'am, it's
yeah.
true.
Pero yung anak mo, ang sabi sa rule is as long na isa sa family, isa sa parents ay mayroong as long na isa sa parents ay mayroong status or work permit, pwedeng mag-aral yung bata. Dependent mo, pwedeng mag-aral regardless kung ano yung status niya. Ganun yun. Yun ang rule. Now, may mga school, kahit naka-tourist visa, may mga school na nakakapasok yung mga bata. So,
Correct, ma'am.
try nyo pa rin. Depende pa rin sa school.
So, ma'am, ay wala po akong dapat i-worry.
Right now, I don't think you need to worry about anything, but I wanna know kailan yung status mo na mag-e-end.
February 2026.
So ano na ngayon, April. I would recommend, you know what, magpa-process ka na ng LMIA. Ang tagal ng LMIA ng housekeeper. It takes 6 months, 8 months.
Kahit high wage, ma'am?
Yeah, kahit high wage, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So, at saka po, ma'am, yung visa ko, yung nakastamp talaga, ma'am, is already expired.
That's okay. Okay lang yun. Mag-apply ka ng ETA.
Okay. So,
Kung lalabas ka. Pero right
hindi-
now, you're okay naman eh. So that's
hindi
okay.
ako lalabas, ma'am, kasi wala na akong uuwian sa Pilipinas, ma'am. Wala
Oh
na
my
akong
gosh.
parents.
Oh.
Sabi ko nga, baka pwede akong mag-apply ng yung parang refugee kasi wala na kaming babalikan sa Pilipinas.
Hindi naman ganun yung assessment ng refugee. Wag kayong mag-apply ng refugee kasi once na nag-apply ka ng refugee, hindi na kayo pwedeng mag-apply ng any other category. So don't, marami dyan pwede. Yes, you can get a refugee application, open permit agad-agad, but alam nyo na hindi kayo makakapasa, then sayang yung opportunity nyo eventually. So wag.
Okay.
Kung wala namang basihan yung inyong pag-apply ng refugee, don't apply. Kasi kung
Okay.
alam naman natin na marirefuse din yan, then you don't want na mag-go through ka sa refusal at saka deportation. We don't want that. So at least, pumasok ka sa mga may program na pwede ka. Right now, you're okay. I don't want you to worry, but ipaprocess mo na yung LMIA kasi matagal ang process ng LMIA para pagpasok nun, hindi kayong magagahol ka sa oras. Okay?
I thank you so much, ma'am. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity. Talagang nag-absent ako, ma'am, just to magsama sa Zoom.
Nag-absent ka talaga.
Totoo talaga yan, ma'am. Kasi marami akong Pinoy nakakilala dito out of status at uuwi na po sila ng Pilipinas. Most of them, ma'am. So, kaya sabi ko kana, kontakin nyo si Miss Norilyn Sarma, they will help you. Sabi ko ganon.
You know what, guys, to everyone, I know that you don't, sometimes ang dami nang nawala ng status because of that LMIA. Sino ba naman yung magpapasahod ng $36 an hour kapag housekeeper ka? Samantalang ang mga immigration officers, ang mga Service Canada officers na nag-a-assist ng LMIA, mas malaki pa yung sasahurin yun. Yun yung word sa akin ng isang ESDC officer. Siyempre, paano namin ipapasayan? Parang mag-cleaner na lang ako kasi mas malaki pa sahod nila kaysa sa akin. So, but again, at the end of the day, I know mahirap makakuha ng LMIA right now. Mayroon pa rin din namang ibang option. Maintain your status. Ang sabi sa rule, within that 12 months period, if you used to have a status na tourist na work permit or student permit, pwede kayong mag-LMIA, pasok kayo dito, work permit application. Marami pa rin, pero at the end of the day, LMIA ang pinaka-main thing, guys. LMIA talaga palagi ang magsisave, ang saving grace ninyo for you to be able to get back to the work permit status.
Okay, ma'am. So, thank you so much. Ma'am, may narinig po ako na ang employer is allowed also to apply at Service Canada for the exemption of the LMIA. Is it correct, ma'am?
Mayroon, pero that depends on the position, especially yung mga seasonal lang. But I think hindi ka pwede doon, LMIA pa rin. Yeah, walang
Okay, ma'am.
exemption yung mga yon unless right now as we speak may lumabas na bagong rule, then that's what we follow. Ngayon yung mga nawawalan ng pag-asa, nawalan ng work permit, I have a consultation. I think 60% of the workforce ng kanilang company are Filipinos. And eto na yung situation na high wage na lahat dahil yung place na yon, unemployment rate is actually 6% or more. So, mawawalan na talaga sila ng status kasi kinap pa yung kanilang yung ability nila to hire foreign workers. What I was telling to everyone, don't lose your hope, guys. I know pawala na yung status nyo, nawalan na kayo ng status, but mayroon pa rin namang in place. May tourist visa, may restoration, ano pa ba? And then while waiting for yung bagong rule, as what I've said a while ago earlier, yung immigration public policy will come out soon. Natapos na yung focus ng politicians na to win whatever party they are in. Eventually iaayos ito, eventually magbibigay sila ng bagong rule sa inyo. They should. And I believe, may hope tayo right now, I hope na ang nanalo is liberal because liberal parties are the one who are welcoming party para sa mga foreign workers. Nung naririnig-rinig ko nga yung mga platform nila na ang mga conservative, yes, iaayos nila yung kanilang system, pero ang sabi naman is ikakat ang mga immigration program, which is nakakatakot yon. But right now, I believe tapos na yung pressure ng politicians sa liberal. Nag-follow lang naman sila, nag-change sila ng kanilang rules when there was a pressure kasi siyempre gusto nilang manalo, gusto nilang maging sikat. Definitely they will follow whatever they're saying. Now, I believe mayroon, I'm waiting for it actually na may lalabas na bagong rule. The only problem with the immigration right now is the system. We are kumbaga yung federal government, they're millionaire. They can pay millions of contractors na pwedeng i-fix yung kanilang system. But napapabayaan nila yon. But I really hope, guys, na eventually maayos din tong immigration na program, maayos yung system dahil the system is actually disappointing you guys as a user and also us as consultant or licensees. We are being kumbaga nadidisappoint talaga kami sa mga system nila. The rule, immigration law, we're okay. We can actually absorb all those things kahit masakit sa ulo, pero ang system ang napakahirap, ang daming mistake, ang daming mali yung ginagawa. Imagine nag-apply ka ng tourist visa, may email sa iyo notification stating na ngayon pwede ka nang mag-work as open permit. So think about it. You think you can actually do that? Where is it? Okay, sabi ko sa mga iba, hindi sila naniwala sa akin na that was a mistake. Okay, sige, hintayin niyo yung open permit na yung original permit kung dumating. Kahit kailan hindi dumating. So that was just a mistake. That's one example of a mistake ng system ng immigration. So be careful, guys. Pag may mga ganyan, and then may mga rin. But the good news right now is that dahil sa kaguluhan ng immigration system, alam nyo ba nagulo na rin yung utak ng mga manlulokong agencies. So since nagulo, medyo bumaba yung mga talagang nanluloko na agencies right now. So right now I receive a lot of offers sa akin all over the world actually na sila agencies sila, they have this, they have a lot of people na pwedeng pumunta dito. I turn them down right away. Kasi nga, alam ko naman tong mga to, they can do whatever they want, they use your name. Sometimes they even use my name. Unfortunately, but I want you to directly connect with me, andyan ako, then I could definitely be with you guys. Kahit nasaan kayong sulok ng mundo, you know my contact number. But again, may mga iba na talagang gumagamit ng pangalan ko just to get a consultation, unfortunately. And if that's not me, then that's not me. Kasi nga, ang consultation, ethical practice, dapat kaming mga licensee ang magbigay ng advice sa inyo for a fee. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my pleasure talaga, ma'am, na makausap
Pleasure
ka.
to clarify things. So
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
all right,
And now
so
it's clear.
yes, thank you, Shea. Now Jenkins, are you
Hello?
hi, kumusta?
Hello po, ma'am. Good morning po.
Oh, Filipino si Jenkins. I thought you are not Filipino, so I was preparing myself to speak in English. Okay.
Ayun po, ma'am. Bali, ang concern ko lang po is Na-return po kasi yung application namin for OINP dati. Nung nag-PPR application na kami just because of the birth certificate. Ngayon, nag-reapply na po kami nung na-extend yung nomination ng misis ko as a nurse.
Mhm.
Then, ang timeline kasi na nakikita namin based sa trend is 6 months. So, ang inisip po kasi namin, since 21 months po ang OINP processing time, baka po abutan yung work permit namin which will expire next year, August. So, ang inaay po namin ngayon is yung extension po ng work permit. If pwede po ba kami sa BOWP or kasi po kapag ang kinuha namin is yung LMI exempt, kailangan po ata ng compliance fee nun, which is yung hospital hindi po nagbibigay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, compromise, you can ask them kung ano bang pwede niyong gawin para lang maipigay yung compliance fee na yon kasi importante. Kasi when you go through LMIA right now, assuming na walang BOWP, okay? When you go for an LMIA, mas mahirap yon. So, yung BOWP kung mayroong existing na pwede kayong mag-BOWP right now and then mayroon naman na kayong existing na application for OINP, then you can apply for work permit extension, which is the BOWP.
Okay, basta po may
Pero
AOR po kami, ano?
yes, basta mayroon kayong existing na application. Pero August pa 'yon. So you know what, I would recommend gawin niyo nang mag-apply ng extension right now. Para alam niyo kung ano yung gagawin niyo bago man lang mawala yung status ninyo.
Pero next year pa naman po ma'am yung expiration ng namin.
Pero at least alam niyo na yung anong gagawin.
Opo.
Nagdi-DIY ba kayo?
Ano po, actually may agency po kami kaso yung agency namin medyo mahirap kausap kaya nagsisik po kami ng other
Bakit
advice po.
mahirap kausap? Are they licensed?
License naman po sila.
Okay, I don't know kung bakit mahirap kausap, pero siguro email mo sila. Since
Opo.
mayroon kayong consultant, email mo kasi sa amin, as consultant, we are not customer service. Ngayon, kung
Opo.
mayroong nag-pop up sa mind mo, then ask ka kaagad-agad. Actually, I was doing this, honestly. I'm just being honest right now as a licensee. I was doing this. I'm so generous enough to actually clarify by phone calls. The problem is that kung nakakaramdam ka ng depression, nakakaramdam ka ng pressure, right away ako ang tinatawagan and I am in my meeting. And alam nyo ba ang ginagawa? While I am in my meeting, tumawag na sila once, twice, hanggang sa mawala yung battery ko, yun ang gagawin. Unfortunately,
Okay po.
may mga taong ganon. So, we are not customer service. So, what I can do, I ask to everyone, text me or email me, definitely I will answer you. Hindi naman
Okay
yung
po.
right away, di ba? So, I want you, Jan, to go back to your consultant and maganda rin na naka-email kasi nga documented yung pinag-uusapan, documented yung sinasagot ko. Kasi gusto ko yun kasi halimbawa may mga complaint man siya or may mga doubts siya, then go back to what I've said. Then dun tayo magbe-base. So, email
Okay
mo
po, ma'am.
sila, ask mo kung ano man yung questions mo kasi importante kasi sila yung nakahawak ng papel mo. Huwag kang mag-iisip na yes, you can get another a consultation or opinion, pero sayang naman yung you retain these people para gawin nila itong trabaho nila para sa iyo. So email them, text them, do those things. Huwag ka nang lang tumawag kung mahirap silang makausap. Okay?
Okay po, ma'am. So, confirm ko lang po, ma'am, based on your perspective po, yung sa BOWP po ba namin, pwede pa rin po kami doon basta may AOR po kami, ano?
Yeah, pwede kayong mag-apply as long as hindi inaalis yung sa tawag dito sa bagong rule sa BOWP kasi may existing na kayong application. So,
Po.
pwede.
Kahit na PGWP po yung kay Mrs. na
Yung kay Mrs. pag PGWP, it can be based on the PGWP pero right now since patapos na yung PGWP, it can be mayroon siyang power to apply for BOWP because of the existing application ng OINP.
Alright po.
Yan
Okay.
nga yung pinaglalaban ko sa mga nursing background na yung asawa mo practicing na siya sa hospital tapos pawala na yung status niya. And etong asawa mo, she's the expert na sa whatever trabaho na meron siya. What's the sense na aalisin mo ba? Ano mo na, ibigay mo na kung ano yung para sa kanilang status para hindi sila may stop. Sayang, di ba?
Oo nga po,
Yung
ma'am.
pinaglalaban ko sa government whenever we have meetings. Lagi yung sinasabi to mga nursing background nurses, give them the chance to work without this red tape, without this kasi they are qualified, they can actually work as a nurse, honestly, pero pinapahirapan samantalang we really need nurses here in Canada.
Okay po. Thank you po, ma'am, for the advice.
You're welcome. Okay then. So watch out ka sa temporary resident permit nyo. And August 2026 pa naman. So we're happy na wala ka sa sitwasyon ng iba na wala ng status because napabayaan yung kanilang papel. So you're lucky.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Welcome. Okay. Ano pa, guys? We still have time. Just pop in kung sino yung mag-question sa inyo.
Ma'am, follow up ko lang po doon doon po sa, ano ba yun, yung applying po for LAMIA. So, kapag po yung amin pong place is below 6% po yung unemployment rate, wala po siyang problema kapag average lang po or below average po yung bibigyan nilang pasahod sa amin?
Hindi ganun yon. Hindi ganun ang rule. Ang LMIA, when they offer a job sa isang foreign worker, it should be based on, yes, it's true, based on the unemployment rate, pag 6% or above, depende sa city. However, ang caregiver program or ang nanny or elderly, they are exempted to on. So whatever the restriction, whatever yung mga lumabas nung last year, yung position na yan, LMIA are exempted. Kapag ka nag-work sa hospital, they're exempted. Pag nag-work sa nursing home, exempted yung mga yan when they offer LMIA. So ibig sabihin, they have to stick to the median rate. So median rate, usually pag Ontario, example is $20 an hour. So hindi yan pupunta sa high wage, hindi yan pupunta sa low wage. It's always median rate. When you offer, or as an employer, when we offer yung position na mga nandun sa mga exempted na positions na nilista nung last year, pwede kayo sa median rate. Hindi pwedeng sa low, hindi rin, bakit ba naman magbibigay ng high wage ang isang employer, right? So, ang high wage lang sa mga places na may 6% or above kapag nawala sila dun sa exemption na positions. So, nanny and caregiver, yan, nasa median wage, hindi high wage or low wage, regardless kung ang unemployment rate is 6% or below. It doesn't matter.
Thank you po, Miss Norlene. Yes po. Kasi kapag halimbawa po na nakuha po kami ng LMIA at makauwi po kami sa Pilipinas, for example po, nawala pa rin pong lumalabas yung approved na work permit namin, for example. Kasi po ikakasal po yung sister ko this coming August. Halimbawa po while waiting po na nasa Pinas kami is we need to go back here as a visitor visa.
Yeah.
So, kapag po ba ma-approve na po while na bumalik na po kami dito ng still visitor visa at na-approve na po yung work permit namin, pwede po ba namin gawin na yung kagaya po sinabi nyo kanina, pumunta na lang po
Pakita
kami
mo sa
sa
CBSA. Pakita mo sa CBSA, ito na yung approval. Then hindi ka na papapasukin na tourist. Work permit holder ka na So i-print out na yon. Not unless sinabi mo, oy, pumasok na ako, yung ginawa nung iba. Actually nag-cash job ako, di ba? You think about that. They were gonna take away your approval. So
basta wag sabihin nag-cash job.
pero if you think about it, as a tourist visa holder, when we go to US or when we go to Europe, like me, if I go to Europe, hindi naman ako nag-i-extend kasi nga I have a Canadian passport. But what I'm saying is that if you come from Philippines and then nagpunta ka ng Europe, hindi naman sila nag-i-extend di ba? Bihirang nag-i-extend. Not unless na gusto nilang mag-work or find another job there. Ibang usapan yon. Pero if you are a pure tourist visa holder, they don't do extension kasi they go back home. However, ang mga sitwasyon na to nangyayari because all of us, immigration knew that, na tayo na mga Pilipino, pumunta tayo sa Canada kasi nga, we extend, kasi alam nila na we are looking for a better opportunity dito. So,
Yes.
ganun. And again, it's Canada, guys. I know it is, sinabi nila na Canada is mahirap mabuhay, mahirap ang mga tao dito. I don't think so. Canada is a beautiful country. Kahit hanggang ngayon, actually, I'm sorry to say it, pero mas maganda ang Canada kaysa America, to be honest.
Is very generous nga po. Ang nakikita ko rin po na very generous din po sa job opportunities ang Canada. Sa ngayon, well, sa akin po as a visitor,
Yeah.
sa akin as a visitor, medyo mahirap po kasi nga po visitor pa lang yung ako at medyo mahirap po maghanap ng trabaho as a visitor. Pero it's nice to know that I can apply for kagaya po ng RCIP, pwede akong mag-apply inside Canada, qualified pala ako doon. Kasi ang alam ko po talaga is I need to go home and apply outside the Canada. Well, pwede rin po pala while dito. So, kapag po ganun, Miss Norlin, maybe I can apply. And I will also want to try any work po. Hindi lang po ako mag-stick sa one kasi parang desperate na po kasi meron po akong pamilya dito. May mga anak akong umaasa sa akin. At since retired na po ako, not resign na po ako sa DepEd sa Philippines, wala na rin po akong babalikan trabaho, which is very hard. So kapag po ba makapag-apply po ako dito ng teaching job, whichever kung saan po ako makakuha ng trabaho, kapag halimbawa po nakakuha po ako ng job sa teaching through Lamia, and nakapag-stay na po ako dito sa schools dito ng within 1 year, for example, can I apply for a PR na po ba or mas matagal po?
Depende. Depende pa rin kapag yung position na nakuha mo is my PR pathway. Kasi when you come here as tourist visa and you seek a LMIA or any kind of job dito sa Canada, and then mapapasok ka dun sa sa economic class. Ibig sabihin economic class, makaka-apply ka lang ng PR pag naka-accumulate ka ng experience. That's exactly what you guys are having. So, but again, pagka nasa under economic class kayo, kailangan mag-accumulate ka ng experience. What if, eto na naman, how about housekeeping position? Walang accumulation of PR yan. Yes, you're accumulating an experience, pero hindi yan under the, hindi yan under the caregiver or nanny or whatever position na pwede kang mag-accumulate ng job na PR. But, pwede kang mag-apply ng Canada Experience Class kung kahit housekeeper ka kasi i-base yon kung ano man yung naging previous experience mo within the 3 years period time, kung ano man yung naging educational background mo. Maraming mga sources or reason kung bakit ka makakakuha ng PR. So, importante talaga employer. You need an employer to support you. Etong mga ginagawa nyo right now.
Thank you so much po. So, ako po, wala po kasi actually po takot po ako na lumabas-labas na po yung mga cash job kasi nga po mahirap po kapag pero though may mga po nakikita kong opportunities like halimbawa po yung online teaching pero yung mga clients ko po, students ko sa US, is that okay since I'm not earning here naman po in Canada?
Okay lang naman. Yeah. Okay lang naman yun. Yeah.
Wala po siyang magiging
Yung
problema.
yung iba nga nagka-cash job dito. Hindi ko sinabing okay yun ha. Pero ang lalakas. Pero sometimes palakasan talaga ng loob sa buhay ng isang tao. And again, nasa sayo yan. Pero I knew a lot of people who came here in Canada as tourists. Nagka-cash job sila sa totoo lang. I'm not saying that you do that. You have to follow the rule. Pero kung minsan, if you think about it, if that's actually the reason kung bakit yung employer is going to offer you an LMIA, kasi nga they wanna test you, they wanna know kung capable ka ba or hindi, then wag mong tanggapin ng sahod, pwede rin naman. But remember this, always remember this everyone, you came here as tourist visa holder. Hindi sinabing, pupunta ako doon para mag-volunteer, punta ako doon para mayroon akong mga iba kagaya ninyo, they went for volunteering. Sabi ko, that's wrong. Hindi pa rin ano yan, hindi pa rin, I know hindi ka tumatanggap ng sahod, but you didn't come here to volunteer. You came here as a tourist. May intention ka to come here to see the, to see the country, to spend time with your family or relatives. Yun yung dapat, to see the beauty of Canada, things like that. So be careful pa rin, but ang daming mga nagka-cash job. I can imagine, guys, if nawala itong mga tourist visa holder, umuwi lahat, assuming, which is it's impossible, unlikely na uuwi lahat. But imagine itong mga tourist visa holders na to na nasa work right now, umuwi ang mga yan, ang daming mawawalan ng employee, ang daming mag-close na business kasi karamihan sila mga cash job. So, that's what I've been seeing, guys.
Yeah. So, thank you rin. Pwede rin po ba kami mag-apply ng multiple applications po? Or whichever
Yes.
na po yung mas mauuna?
Yes, pwede. Except wag kayong mag-apply ng refugee. As what I've said to everyone, apply kayo ng any kind of program ng immigration but never apply for refugee. Kasi refugee iba yan. And hindi kayo makaka-apply ng any other program pag naka-apply kayo ng refugee. Ngayon, ang refugee na yan, you cannot just easily apply kasi feel mo. Hindi eh. Dapat may basis ka bakit ka nag-a-apply ng refugee. I know somebody, I processed a refugee application or asylum application long time ago. Ito parang yung basis niya, strong na eh. Kasi nawalan siya ng asawa because of political problem, political reason. Then nagpunta sila dito buong pamilya. Alam niyo na-refuse pa rin. Then wala na siyang karapatang makakuha ng work permit based on other things. Dineport na siya, but I don't know what happened to her now. I don't know kung ano na nangyari sa kanya, but for sure, mahirap ang refugee. So kung wala kayong basis in applying for refugee or asylum, please don't. Kasi nga, masasayang yung other opportunity to get a permanent residency dito sa Canada eventually.
Yes, parang gano'n din po yata yung alam ko pati po sa US, they have to be very careful. Pero though marami pong nag-apply ng refugee, pero yun nga, nag-DIY po kasi sila eh, na kumbaga pwede po ginawa nila yun online. Pero it can be like disapproved because of lack of evidence, ganun.
You
Lalo
know
po.
what, Sheila? I would recommend for you because you're a teacher, hanap ka ng employer na magbibigay ng LMIA sa'yo. Take a chance yung sinasabing ibabalik yung application pag LMIA nani. Pero pag siguro immigration will see your qualification, they will gonna like it. Kasi depende sa immigration eh. Although nandito yung rule, pero sometimes when they see, especially nursing background, guys, I just wanna let everyone knows about this. Whenever I speak with an officer sa immigration, kinikilingan nila yung mga nursing background. Pag halimbawa, ang tagal ibigay yung mga documentation, but I don't understand kay John, anong nangyari na nakalimutan. I believe hindi ka nag-iisa yung hindi natanggap yung birth certificate. Mayroon akong iba, may mga updated information na hinihingi, hindi tinanggap. Sabi nila hindi na receive although na ipasa. Sabi nila hindi na receive although nandun din dun sa portal lang, hindi na i-submit. Yung mga ganon. Then when they actually ask kapag nursing background, nagkakaroon ng consideration eh. So I don't know what happened. So bakit hindi ni-reconsider yun? Sayang.
So, Miss Norlin, kapag po gano'n na malakas po yung parang plus factor po yung mga may background sa nursing, meron pa experience sa nursing. So,
Yeah.
pwede po kaya na while on a visitor visa, kagaya ko po, na pwede po ba akong kumuha ng course na below, yung mga courses like caregiving courses na below 6 months? Can I get
Pwede
that?
mong i-try, pero sometimes hindi siya below 6 months ang PSW or caregiver program.
Oh.
Yeah, check that, but be careful. However, kasi pag pinakita mo sa immigration yan na nakatapos ka, then titingnan nila naka 6 months or more, then violation na yan ng stay mo as tourist visa. Now, kapag halimbawa naman, someday, nakuha mo yung work permit mo, nakuha mo yung open permit mo, that certificate as PSW, hindi naman alam ng immigration, pwede mo rin namang yan, between you and the employer, pwede mong ipasok yan as your qualification. Pwede rin naman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay po. So, yeah.
Mahirap ba yung sa immigration sa Amerika,
Saan po?
sa US?
Oh,
Bakit?
yung sa akin po kasi when I applied last 2019, medyo hindi naman po siya mahirap kasi in demand po talaga ang teaching sa US and until now, patuloy pa rin po. Talagang in demand po yung
Okay.
teaching position doon. Pero since na nag-expire na po kasi yung program ko doon, so I need to, nasa J1 po kasi ako na visa. So I need to like exit the US after my program. And since na matagal ko na rin po talagang gusto pumunta dito with my family dito sa Canada since they are already here. So, kaya po ako pumunta dito. And if possible po sana, hanggat sa maaari po na hanggang makahanap po ako ng work dito na po sana ako. Kasi nandito na ako eh. At saka nandito na ba yung family ko.
Hindi, wala ka na ba option to extend yung teaching position mo sa Amerika?
Meron po, pero para magre-reapply na po ako. Since meron din po kasi akong US citizen child, nanganak po ako na nandun ako. Nag-file din po ako ng waiver for that 2-year rule na sinasabi na parang siya po yung parang nagpapalabas sa amin. And once na ma-approve po yun, I can go back anytime in the US. Pero it's taking, it's taking time po talaga para po siya
Especially
ma-approve.
si Trump na nandun, no?
Yes. Yun nga po. So, sayang po yung time kasi may college na po ako this coming school year. So, ayoko pong parang maapektuhan po yung Kaya po ang target ko sana ngayon is a job na makakapag, parang PR pathway po para po makapag-aral din po yung anak ko sana.
Ang tagal. Matagal ang process ng PR pathway. I believe everybody can agree with that. Ang tagal ng process ng LMIA right now because of the backlog and because of the timing as well. So, kaya nga lagi kong nire-recommend ang LMIA, lagi kong nire-recommend yung work permit muna para at least you're still working while you're processing, while you're waiting for an opportunity na maka-apply kayo ng PR. Kasi ang PR hindi agad-agad nagpi-PR yan. It takes time.
Okay.
So, kailangan mo talaga ma-accumulate ang experience for you to be able to apply for PR. Now, if you apply for PR na directly, then matagal din ang process. So, it's better step by step ka. Work permit ka muna while working, making money, then at least makakapag-apply ka ng PR eventually. Ganon yun dito. So, step by step talaga. Walang walang shortcut. Not unless na mag-asawa yung isang tao, that can be a shortcut, pero I believe that's not the option for you.
So mas advisable niyo po, Miss Norlin, na pwede ko po silang pagsabayin applyin yung sa RCIP as a teacher at saka yung LMIA since matagal po yung approval po ng RCIC.
Yes, pwede. Yeah, pwede.
Yung RCIP, I mean, since medyo matagal po siya, I can work muna under the LAMEA while waiting for my paper. Thank you so much.
Remember, LMIA is not gonna be a work permit. LMIA is a permit for an employer to hire a foreign worker. Now, pagka nakakuha na ng LMIA, ikaw as foreign worker or foreign national, you could be able to apply for work permit na. After processing the work permit, hindi ka kaagad-agad makakapag-work agad. You have to wait until ma-change yung status mo from tourist visa to work permit. Pag na-approvean na from day 1, sinabing approve ka na from today, etc., then pwede ka nang mag-work right away. So, yun. But there's a process. Matagal ang process. So, ngayon, I understand na ganun yung setup. You wanna have a, source of income. Then, definitely you can work dun sa online, dun sinasabi mo, pero yung source of income mo is from the US, or I don't know kung pwede ka rin mag-tutor outside the country. Parang ganun. Marami dyan na mga nangangailangan ng kagaya mo para matuto sila. Okay?
Yes po, basta hindi lang po yung mga taga-Canada.
Kasi Canada, they will pay you inside Canada.
Yes.
So, that's hindi pwede yun. But again, nasa sayo yan. That's your discretion. It's up to you. Marami dyan, what I've said, marami dyan under the table. Pero marami din, may mga siguro out of 100%, maybe 7% or maybe 8% ang mga napapauwi ba dahil nag-work sila na walang work permit. However, those people either may nagsumbong,
Yeah.
either sinabi pinagkanulo nila yung sarili nila while immigration was interviewing them sa papasok sa Canada. Yun yung mga nangyayari kasi ang immigration, whatever you've shown them, kung ano man yung sinabi mo or pinakita mo, yun ang alam nila. Hindi centralized ang system sa Canada. Be careful then. I have mayroon din akong mga consultant at saka client. Yung client kasi minsan tourist visa ang yabang-yabang ng client. Talagang parang kala mo na siya, open permit or PR na, ang yabang-yabang. Yung consultant na yun alam lahat ng information nito. Alam niyo yung consultant sinumbong siya. Ang sili. Yung consultant na yon sinumbong sa immigration, alam lahat yung information, pangalan pa lang at saka at saka work permit, I mean at saka UCI niya, client ID niya, information. Alam nyo, kaagad-agad immigration actually CBSA went to the place kung saan nakatira yung tourist visa holder na yon. Pinalo nila kung nansan siya everyday nagpupunta. Nagwo-work siya sa sa under the table. Ayun, kaagad-agad deportation kaagad yung kanyang So nasira na yung kanyang status. Kaya if you are a temporary resident permit holder, I know that you can actually do all these things, magyabang, nagmamagaling, pero let's be careful in everything, especially let's be careful also in opening dun sa inyong consultant. Ako, I will never do that kasi nga I know it's your future, pero anybody, even your friends, they can tell to the immigration na eto nag-work dito sa point A na to, so point B, eto yung kanyang ginagawa everyday. Pagka ganun, sinabi kung nasan address ng tourist visa na yon, then CBSA can easily actually go there and wait until makita nila maaktuhan kanilang nag-work. So, be careful. Okay, be careful in sharing your information, even sa mga consultant at saka kasi nga itong mga consultant, they have, like me, I can tell you, I have direct connection, direct information, direct email sa mga officers. And sa amin, alam namin kung saan kami pwedeng magsulat, alam namin kung saan kami pwedeng but of course, yung mga yun, it's a good relationship dapat, walang siraan. And dapat pakisamahan lang talaga. And again, whatever our intention sa isa't isa, sana lang maganda yung intention even though hindi yon naaayon dun sa inyong tawag dito, yun sa inyong wishes at saka sa mga gusto niyo sa buhay. So let's just be kasi ganyan na ang Pilipino ang tawag doon, ang Pilipino, yun, crab mentality yata yung tinatawag na ganun. Unfortunately. Okay? But pag nakita ko kayo na naging successful, guys, it's part of it that you guys are my legacy, whatever, kung ni-retain nyo ako, hindi, I don't force people. But I'm here na clarify, no sugarcoating situation, and hindi ko man kayo ma-please lahat, but at least I did my part. That's it.
Thank you po.
Welcome.
So, worst case scenario po, Miss Norlin, na nag-apply po kami ng Lamia while we are here and while on a tourist visa, na-approve yung Lamia. Tapos yung pong work permit is hindi po na-approve while I'm here. Can I exit Canada tapos i-reapply po ang work permit doon kung
Yes, you can.
pwede po
You
siya?
can. Of course, yes.
Okay.
Anywhere you are, nag-apply ka inside Canada, like assuming mayroon kang LMIA approval, nag-apply ka inside Canada, pwede kang umuwi, pwede kang lumabas ng country, pwede ka rin ding bumalik as long na pababalikin ka ng immigration. But as what I've said, wag namang 1 week. At least 1
Yes.
month. Then pwede kang bumalik while waiting for that LMIA. It doesn't make any difference. Wala namang magiging problema dun.
Okay. Kung nandito po, while po nandito sa Canada is na-approve na po yung LMIA, pero yung work permit is hindi po siya na-approve, pwede po siyang i-reapply po ba yung work of
Yes.
Pilipinas?
As long na LMIA is still valid, keep on reapplying. I know somebody, nag-apply siya ng 3 times. Kasi yung LMIA valid pa, 3 times na na-refuse. Yung pang-apat na approvean na. So maraming ganon. Pero pag nag-expire na yung LMIA, of course, kailangan ulit go back to square one, apply ulit yung employer ng LMIA. Now, everyone is, daming nag-a-ask kung wala na ba ang LMIA. Mayroon pa rin din. kahit kailan hindi aalisin yan. I asked the officer ng ESDC, totoo ba na hindi na wala ng LMIA or aalisin ba? Mayroon bang percentage na aalisin ang LMIA? Consideration na aalisin ang LMIA? No, it's not gonna be removed. The reason is they want, or ESDC or the government want to protect yung market ng yung labor market ng Canadian at permanent residents. Second is that of course that's a big money para sa mga kagaya nila na yung mga nag-work doon. So it's a big revenue doon sa mga federal government officers. Yeah. So hindi yun naaalis, yun nga lang may mga restriction. And ang immigration, dapat nagre-reconcile yan. Yung restriction ng ESDC, they will place yung 6% or above, yun ang mga restriction nila. But immigration, iba rin ng restriction nila. So dapat nagre-reconcile yan, nagko-collaborate with each other. However, whatever the rule of ESDC, iba ang rule ng immigration. There are two departments. Kaya nga, when we process an LMIA, LMIA lang talaga kasi walang kasiguraduhan. It depends on the discretion of the officer. Secondly is that pag na-approvean yung LMIA, work permit, ang work permit is ang i-assess foreign workers like you guys and plus immigration na ang mag-a-assess nun. Ganon yun.
Okay. Thank you so much po, Miss Darlene.
You're welcome. I hope na mag-work out yung mga plano nyo dito. And remember, ako din, I came here as a immigrant, of course, obviously. I came here as an immigrant and I did the process. But remember, whatever yung paghihirap ninyo, makakalimutan nyo yan. The only problem is that right now, pagka naloko kayo ng mga agencies, ako, may mga refusal ako, but hindi yun panloko. Hindi ko yun itinatago na may mga refusals talaga. But of course, it's not my discretion. It is the immigration. However, may mga mahirap talaga ang process from the very get-go of their stay sa Canada kasi nga may mga like I believe si Mosquito, I remember this agency, hindi nga siya licensee. Ang dami niyang mga naloko. And may mga agencies diyan na nakikikollaborate dun sa mga employers para magbayad kayo to actually keep that job. Be careful with those things kasi nga it can come back sa inyo. Okay? So yeah. But again, for me, I'm not providing a job. I'm a consultant and purely a licensee consultant lang. That's it. Period. Wala akong ibibigay na trabaho sa inyo. Okay? But ibibigyan ko kayo ng magandang yung tamang tamang advice according to the immigration law and according to my experience. That's exactly what I'm trying to reach out sa inyong lahat doon sa aking mga vlogs. As what I've said, walang cut and dry, walang perfect na immigration rule. Same is true, wala ring perfect na tao and wala ring perfect na consultant. It's not easy. This job is a very complicated job that we have that I've chosen, but it's really worth it pag nakita mo yung tao na nandun na sa buong pamilya nasa airport. That's you're part of that. Nakaka-change yun ng feeling ng pressure. Nare-refreshen kami eh. So that's exactly what I do. Maganda tong trabaho na to pero napaka-complicated. It's a very complex job. Yeah.
And we are very thankful po for helping a lot of Filipinos, not only Filipinos, pati lahat po na nangangailangan. Talaga napakalaking tulong po ng mga payo ninyo, mga posting nyo.
So there's more 8 minutes, guys. Keep on following kasi lagi akong nag-aano doon. Ako minsan if I'm so busy, I can't really do this. Pag alam kong mayroon akong opportunity, I definitely help out. So yeah. Okay? So you know what? Keep on following up pagka may bagong rule, definitely you can always ask me doon sa kapag may mga live akong ganito. I try and I like it. Pagka ayoko nang magtrabaho ng process, I believe I will just gonna focus on teaching, coaching, at the same time doing these vlogs kasi nga I like what I'm doing. I can retire now, but right now still I'm here. I'm trying my best, guys, but at the end of the day, we have to retire. Kasi kung hindi kami magre-retire, napaka-complex ng trabaho na to. So, yeah. Anyway, we still have 7 minutes, guys. Ano pa? Sino pang gusto magtanong? Kasi after the 7 minutes, mayroon talaga akong one-on-one consultation after this. So this whole day will gonna be consultation to a lot of foreign nationals. So okay, so anyway,
Nakalagay,
guys, yeah, kung may questions pa kayo, you can email me, okay?
nakalagay po dun sa invitation na natanggap ko kagabi, today and until May 1. So, today lang po ito, Miss Norlene.
Today until May 1,
Yes,
no,
nakalagay po kasi.
until na lumabas yung result. Ganun 'yon.
Okay.
Pagka lumampas yung May 1, definitely wala pang result, definitely mayroon kayong status, maintained kayo. Whichever comes first, ganun 'yon. Okay?
Okay.
And may nagtatanong kung si Mosquito ay licensed immigration consultant. No, hindi po siya lisensyado at napakarami na po niyang na-process na hindi po dapat kasi nga hindi siya lisensyado, kaya nga siya mayroong criminal criminal case. Kasi nga nag-process siya ng napakadaming foreign workers and then kinuhanan ng pera, pero alam nyo ba na when we process your papers, it should be someone who's licensed. Okay? So, that is actually a misrepresentation sa part ng mga foreign worker. Pag gumamit kayo ng agency, eto pa pala, just to let you know guys, pag gumamit kayo ng agency, when you apply, remember, when you apply sa system ng immigration, makikita kung nasang city yung nag-a-apply, makikita kung sino yung nagbabayad, makikita doon kung anong oras ka at saka kung anong klaseng computer. So they can see, kasi nga computerized na lahat, they can see if you are doing some misrepresentation. Ako makita man nila, I'm licensed. I have to declare that I'm your representative kasi I have my license. Pero yung iba, agencies like Mosquito, wala siyang lisensya, syempre, sasabihin niya, oh, I'll create your own GCK account. Pagka-create ng sarili niyang GCK account, at the end, ang nangyari is nakita yan ng system ng immigration, misrepresented talaga lahat. 5 years ban yun. So be careful. So, as what I've said, when you seek a consultation, ask them their license number. After the license number, tingnan nyo, like me, I'm a license, my license number is nag-start ng R. So, ibig sabihin, RCIC yon. R yun, regulated yon. So, pag kayong iba, pag sabi nila, oh, may license ako sa business, hindi yun license. Okay? Parang ikaw, Sheila, you're a teacher. Yung license mo iba, dun sa business license mo, magkaiba yon. And marami yung mga iba nagpapakita ng kanilang business license. That's not a professional license.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, be careful. And ito pa, pag ginawan ka ng sarili mong GCK account, yung inyong representative, and then they took your email address, that is misrepresentation. That's wrong. Kasi kami as consultant, we ask you to sign representative. Kami ang magpapasok sa aming GCK account, not yours. So be careful. Yun yung mga warning. Okay?
So, isa lang po dapat ang
Pagka nag-retain kayo ng licensee, yes, sa amin yon. Ipapasok namin kayo. Pag kayo ang gumagamit, you're doing DIY, of course, sa inyo yon. Sa personal yung GCK account ninyo.
Okay. Opo.
Maraming mga nami-misrepresent right now, so be careful, guys. Okay? So, mayroon pa ring LMIA, that's your saving grace, LMIA. Now, we only have 3 minutes, guys. If you have questions, please, whatever regarding yung pinag-usapan natin, yung clarification ninyo, paano nyo makuha yung PR, clarifications kung ano yung pinag-usapan natin, please email me. Alam nyo yung email address ko. So, email me. I will be the one personally answering your, yung inyong, questions, clarifications. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much po, Let.
Okay, you're welcome, guys. Okay, so kung wala na kayong tanong, I think I will have to let you go, guys. Thank you for coming in. I know na nag-absent si Che. Nag-absent, but I hope it's worth it, yung pag-absent mo. But it's your opportunity right now to to spend time with your family or friends and maybe go out and have a coffee and relax, okay?
Thank you po.
You're welcome, guys. Take care. Have a great day and all the best sa inyong sa inyong pangarap na makakuha ng PR dito. And basta maging lang kayo, maging mindful lang kayo sa mga restrictions at saka maging fair lang kayo sa tao and eventually you will gonna get that. Canada is a beautiful country, guys. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Miss
welcome,
Thank you,
guys.
ma'am. Bye po.
All right,
Okay, bye
bye-bye.
po.
Bye.